Today I'm really excited to talk about one of my all-time favourite designer fragrances. This one needs no introduction, but I'm going to give it one anyway. This is Dior Homme Intense. Welcome to Mags Frags. Yes, hello again everybody and welcome to another episode of Mags Frags. I'm Paul and this is day 80 of my Fragrance 365 project where I give my thoughts on a different fragrance every day for a whole year. So today's scent of the day is Dior Homme Intense, which is a woody floral fragrance, and the nose behind this one was Francois Demarche. This is the rebranded 2020 version, but I personally can't tell much of a difference, if any, between this one and this 2017 version that has now sadly run out. But I did test them side by side when I first purchased this one because I still had half a bottle left, and because there was not much of a noticeable difference, I decided to finish this bottle off. I shamefully never owned the original one from 2011, so I can't offer you a comparison between these two and that one, I'm afraid. The whole Dior Homme lineup received a minor facelift in 2020, and the bottles now feature the logo branding inside the cap rather than being printed on the front and at the bottom of the bottle like this 2017 version. As you can see when I put them side by side, we now have a cube insert that covers the atomizer rather than the round style of the previous one. And this now features chrome branding, which I think is a massive improvement on the previous one. We also have, I'll show you this one. We also have a little Dior bumblebee, a little motif that's on the inside of the cap there that wasn't on the original one before. The presentation on this lineup is super stylish, and I've always loved the iconic atomizer pipe cover that just runs through the centre of the bottles. The overall look and feel of the bottles is of the highest quality, but the best thing about the presentation for me is the quality of the sprayer on all Dior fragrances, not just these ones. No other brand that I've tried comes anywhere close to these when it comes to spray quality. I probably know it sounds totally unimportant to most people, but for me it's a little detail that just tells me that this product oozes class. I mean, it's always referred to as the Rolls Royce of sprayers. We've got another Christian Dior logo there on the front, on the top of the atomizer, and we've also got the usual product information on the bottom of the bottle. And that concludes the presentation of Dior Homme Intense, which gets an 11 out of 10 from me. Yeah, this opens up with the note of lavender, and then in the mid we've got iris, ambrette and pear, and in the base there's Virginia cedar and vetiver. Yes, so the most prominent note in this one is iris, and it's a heavenly smooth take on the note, which is supported by lavender and sweetened up by the fruity pear. We've got some cedar and vetiver in the base, but this one for me is all about the super clean florals. There's more than a fair share of that lipsticky powderiness without going overboard or overdoing it, which I think the Parfum version does slightly. The Parfum is a great fragrance, don't get me wrong, but I feel it's more challenging and it splits people down the middle, with many people saying it smells like an old lady's handbag and others absolutely raving about it. But you don't kind of get that subjective opinion with the Intense, and for me this is a more universally mass appealing and easier to like fragrance. But I'll cover this kind of more in depth when I review the Parfum later down the line. This is super elegant and sophisticated, and it smells expensive and luxurious. It's got a lovely bright opening, and then you get that smooth iris that comes through and stays throughout the life of the fragrance. I think this is a very versatile fragrance that could easily see you through most of the year, but I tend to wear it more for formal or special occasions when I'm kind of getting dressed up. I own fragrances that cost 3 times more than this, but this is the one that I'd be reaching for if I was, say, a guest at a wedding or going for a job interview. It just smells ridiculously classy and elegant, and it's about as safe and as likeable as you're ever going to get. It's not one that I'd choose to wear casually or as a work scent, but there's no reason why you couldn't, because it has a delicate and inoffensive charm. There are other flankers in the line that are better suited to specific situations, but I'd say this one is the most versatile in the line. I don't own the Cologne or the original Dior Homme flankers because for the summertime I wear the Homme Sport. In the spring and in the autumn it would be the intense version that I'd wear, and then in the winter it'd be the Parfum, which would probably be the winter fragrance for me. I will probably need to pick up the others in the line for a review at some point, but if you own this trilogy, you'd quite easily be covered for all year and kind of for any situation. Yeah, this is a true beast of a fragrance, but if you are looking for the ultimate in performance, then I'd go for the Parfum flanker. But for me personally, this is everything and more than I would ever ask for from a fragrance. You're going to get 10 hours of solid performance and people aren't going to fail to notice it on you. It's not loud or obnoxious, but it just leaves a lovely scent cloud, and people are certainly going to be aware of your presence when you're wearing this one. Yeah, for me this is quite a boring review because I'm talking about a fragrance that most men will already have in their collections, and if not, then why the hell not? It's one of my all-time favourite designer fragrances, but it has to feature in the project at some point, even though it's been hyped to death by every reviewer in the community. I've covered lots of new releases recently, so this was a good time to bring you this one, which is fast becoming an all-time classic masterpiece. It's crafted to perfection, and for that reason it gets a 10 out of 10 from me. Yeah, so once again, that's about it for today's scent of the day. Don't forget, tomorrow I'm going to be covering a scent profile that hasn't really featured in the project yet, and I'm bringing you a boozy fragrance that's a great alternative to the likes of Mugler, Pure Malt and Bentley Intense Man. It's a really good one, so make sure you tune in for that one tomorrow to find out which one I'm talking about. If you found this video useful, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel, and it's also great to hear your thoughts and your opinions on all of the fragrances that feature throughout this 365 project. So keep your comments coming thick and fast down in the comments section, and I'll respond to as many as I can. So until next time everybody, as always, thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, keep smelling fresh, and I'll see you tomorrow for another one. Bye bye for now.